he's always introduced himself as coming from the 20th precinct.
I told you, there's no Hirsch here, neither as a detective nor a police officer. You're smoking the drapes.
Roger, maybe you got the precinct wrong.
No, I hadn't get the precinct wrong, for goodness sakes. He's come, he showed me his shield, look, here's his card, he's got his phone number on there, and right there in the bottom it says 20th precinct. What the hell is going on?
Roger, maybe Lieutenant Hirsch isn't a policeman at all. Maybe he's a member of a gang that kidnapped your wife and sooner or later is going to hit you up with a ransom demand.
You're paying too much attention to my dictation. Look, I'm gonna go home. I gotta find out what's going on. I'll see Claire Sondergaard. She was Samantha's best friend. I always thought she was the one who called the police on me. But if she didn't, well then I'll get in touch with the FBI. I'll call the CIA. I was worried before, but now I'm frantic. I gotta talk to you, Claire.
Well, this is a surprise. Well, okay, sit down.
Have you heard from Samantha?
What do you care about that? I mean, I thought you were just spending all your time with your so-called ghostwriter. The one you left Samantha for.
What are you talking about? I never left Samantha.
Really? How many days and nights did you spend with the ghostwriter at her apartment? How many days and nights did you leave Samantha all alone?
You're crazy. She was helping me with the book I'm writing. Samantha knew all about it. She never said a word.
How old is this little playmate? And is she attractive?
She's in her 20s, and yes, she is attractive. So what?
Well, I'll just tell you. I happen to know that Sam is just distressed. I mean, yeah, she didn't know how attractive this woman was. She went to see her, and she was devastated. So, I just want you to know that if nothing was going on between the two of you, why didn't you tell her who you were with?
That's none of your affair. That's something between Samantha and myself.
So what do you want?
Well, I came here for only one reason. I wanted to know whether you had heard from Samantha. And I'd also like to know whether I had you to thank for calling the cops on me. What did you do? Tell them that I had arranged for her to sleep with the Fishers so that I could have it off with a girlfriend during my declining years?
First of all, the answer is no, Roger. I never called the police. I also never told any officer of the law that you were a cold-blooded murderer. Nor did I tell them that you were an unfeeling lass.
Well then, who the devil is this Lieutenant Hirsch who's been making my life a living hell for the past month?
Perhaps I could help you answer the question.
Sam, I don't believe it. I thought you were dead. Why aren't you dead? You've been missing without a trace for a solid month. Where in the name of heaven have you been?
I've been right here, you rat. Claire and her brother.
Her brother? This is Claire's brother?
I see you again, Mr. Sherman.
As a matter of fact, this whole thing was Al's idea. He really loves this playing hot Columbo.
Why did you do this? Why didn't you have the decency to at least talk to me when you met Samantha or met Veronica? I could explain everything.
Oh, could you, Roger? I don't think so. I don't think you really want to be part of our marriage.
It's not true. Not true at all. When you left, I was devastated. And let me tell you, I admit that Veronica and we had an attraction. Do you know why? Because she reminded me of you when I first met you. She was even the same age. But when you left, I was devastated. If you wanted to shake up our marriage, believe me, you certainly did it. But there are consequences to your little action which you didn't foresee and which we're gonna have to deal with.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, look, don't let him get around you. Don't forget, he's a lawyer.
Oh, you stay out of this. You and your brother have done enough damage. It's time for the grown-ups to clean it up.
No, Claire has nothing to do with this. This concerns us and our future.
If we have a future, that may be something that's not up to either one of us.
What do you mean?
Well, your little scenario convinced me that I was in serious jeopardy. Claire's brother played no small part in that. And so I went to an old client for help, John Carlo Massini. So he bought into it too, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to find that he now feels that I'm expendable.
Terrific. You're retired anyway, so he doesn't use you anymore. What's so bad about that?
Oh, I'll tell you what's so bad about that. He may now feel that I'm susceptible to threats from the police, that I'm a danger to his organization. Giancarlo doesn't like to live with anxiety. He has a headache. He doesn't take Excedrin. He uses a medicine with more powerful ingredients named Vinny and Joe.
What are we gonna do, Roger?
Well, I'm glad it's we again, Sam, but I don't know how to get out of this mess. And I don't wanna,
Well, can't you go to the police?
what, and spend the next 20 years in a witness protection program? I'm not ready to to hurt our lives like that. And what am I gonna do about poor Veronica? I'm sure they think that she knows everything I know. There's gotta be a way out. I don't know what it is yet, but let's start by you coming home, Sam, where you belong.
And what about Veronica?
Well, my book is at an end, and so is my retirement. Monday I return to the firm.
And what about your clients?
Well, I'll tell them all I'm back at work. I'll make sure that Giancarlo knows that the police were never involved. That ought to buy me a little time anyway.
And then what?
And what? Well, I don't know. I don't know how to get me out of this. Maybe we ought to ask your brother. He could have seen the solution on TV. So Eddie, I went to the social club. I talked to Giancarlo. I told him exactly what happened. I assured him of my loyalty. I did everything but kiss his ring.
Did he believe you?
Who the hell knows? I haven't talked to him since that time. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I just don't know.
You know, you're torturing yourself over nothing.
Well, that's easy for you to say, but you know, he's always gonna question my bona fides. He's never gonna know whether I can be trusted.
Roger, I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about him anymore.
How can you say that? How can I convince Giancarlo that he runs no risk allowing me to continue to inhabit the planet?
Roger, Giancarlo represents no threat to you. But don't take my word for it. Vinny, Joe?
You called, Mr. Maricelli?
Yes, Joe. Would one of you accommodate me by informing Mr. Sherman of the whereabouts of your former employer?
Former?
Yes, Roger. Giancarlo has journeyed to that bourne from which no traveler ever returns.
What?
2 weeks ago, his mansion in Bensonhurst burned to the ground.
The fire started in the cellar. A coffin containing nitroglycerin spontaneously combusted.
Everything was destroyed. And when I say everything, I'm including Giancarlo. There was a wake in Palermo for the remains just last Tuesday.
Everybody was there, Roger. He had a grand turnout.
More to the point, when the house went up, Giancarlo did not depart alone. All the files of his various enterprises went with him.
His associates are scattered to the four winds, or at least other families.
So what are you two doing here with Eddie?
They're apprenticing with me. They're gonna take the law school aptitude test in September and begin new careers.
Yeah, so far as I can tell, there's not too much difference.
Come on, Roger, go back to work. I can't tell you that all is forgiven, but I can say that there's no one left to grant you absolution.
I'm home, Sam.
Did you see the lawyer?
Yes,
And?
we're off the hook. Giancarlo is dead. His organization is in tatters. Nobody gives a damn about us.
Well, I do.
Sam.
What about Veronica? How many more Veronicas can I look forward to?
Oh, I'd like to give you a guarantee, but that would just be silly as I am.
How many, how often?
She was the only one. It all seems faintly ridiculous now. I mean, she was so much younger than I am. I guess that was part of the attraction, that and the Murphy bit. Yes.
Murphy then?
Yeah, you remember that movie, It Happened One Night?
That old film?
Yeah, with Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert won the Academy Award in the 30s.
What does that got to do with the Murphys?
Well, they weren't married and they were sharing a bedroom. And there was this sheet between the two beds. Movies were a lot different in those days. And Gable would call the sheet the Walls of Jericho. Anyway, the movie ends when a trumpet sounds and the sheet between the two beds comes tumbling down.
So?
So every time that Murphy bed came out of the wall, I felt like Clark Gable.
Well, what about us, Roger? Do we need a trumpet? After 40 years, I think we're gonna need a full orchestra.
Oh, Sam, I'm just so glad you're back. You know, I think we should take a trip to some sunny location where we could just enjoy ourselves.
You're not talking about Boynton Beach, are you?
I've never understood why you can't get along with my mother. No, I was thinking we could take a cruise. You know, a cruise to some island somewhere where you could swim and snuggle and snorkel, and I could get started on my new project.
Your new project?
Yeah, I got an idea for a play. I could write about what happened over the past month. You know, Veronica and Giancarlo and your disappearance.
But you have such difficulty putting your thoughts on paper.
Yeah, but I'm a lot better in it now, and if I'm not, what the hell, I can always hire a ghostwriter.
Hire a female ghostwriter, and the next curtain you hear will be your final curtain.
All right, all right.
We draw the veil, following a moment of clarity. The curtain falls, eyes close, it's back to the past. Scenes change in this world most cyclical. Drawing to a close, behind it greener pastures lie.
A path of new beginning.
That you can be certain, open.
The final curtain. Are you yet to reach the memoir stage? The looking back on ups and downs, the meditations on a bygone age, awakens ghosts of nasty clowns.
In this world most cyclical.
Cyclical. have to be the end. The end is never certain. For a path of new beginning. The final curtain. The final
And my wife and mistress. Last and by no means least, come on, Jane. Thank you all for coming to the wonderful audience.
You're welcome to stay for the talk right now. We'll have the playwright here. If any questions you may have, anybody interested in that? Okay, well.
Are you serious?
Bad idea. Can we do a playback? Oh, nice. Okay, talk back with the author. Any questions from the audience?
Any answers from the audience?
See you September 10th at the City Bar Association. Thank you for coming to the land. See you again. Talk back.